In today's video, I hope to show you how all the various dictionary definitions for in can be combined or reduced to this illustration. Our first examples are talking about physical containers, buildings, groups, or shapes. Number 1. You may keep your passport and valuables in the hotel safe. Most hotels today provide a small safe in each room where you can keep important documents or other valuables. A safe is a kind of container. 2. Has the manager come in yet? The name of the building is not always necessary, as in this example, we automatically assume that we must be in an office here. 3. The weather was cold and wet, so I spent the evening in. No building is mentioned here either, because we can guess I am talking about my home. 4. Expressions of support have been coming in from all over the world. These letters or messages of support are received in an actual mailbox or in our email. We can usually guess from the context which one it is. 5. My brother's in hospital with a broken leg. Often, a building will indicate naturally an activity there, such as the children are in school, preparing for their exams. The man was in prison for stealing a car. My parents are in church, attending religious services. Notice that these sentences do not have the before the noun to indicate the activity inside. However, in American English, we would add the before hospital and say in the hospital, but leave it out of the other three examples. 6. My daughter wears her hair in a ponytail. A ponytail is a shape like the tail of a young horse, so in is used with shapes. 7. We saw a man's face in the window. A window is a piece of glass with a frame, so the man's face can be seen inside this square shape. 8. Fill in your name and address on this form. A form is a sheet of paper with lines or long boxes where you can write information, such as your name and address. The lines and boxes are shapes for us to fill in. 9. Dozens of people were standing in line to buy ice cream. As with squares and circles, lines and cues are considered to be shapes, so in is naturally used with the expressions stand in a queue or to stand in a line. 10. I asked the boy in the blue jacket when the class would end. Clothing is nothing more than pieces of cloth made in different shapes to cover our body. So we are inside our coats, shirts, socks, shoes, or uniforms. 11. 1 in 3 people in the United States is living paycheck to paycheck. The United States physically contains its people, so in is logically used with the names of countries. Also, 1 in 3 people is a group containing 3 persons, so we understand that every third person in that country is saving no money, spending all of it, and nervously waiting for the next payday. Our next examples are used with abstract containers, or less well-defined areas. 12. I can see your mother in you, so stubborn. You're just like your mother. You have that same pig-headed temperament in you as your mother has in her. As a human being, you have a personality or temperament, and you clearly have your mother's stubborn nature. 13. The teacher in me says I should punish him, but the father in me says I should ignore it. People have a feeling of what is right and what is wrong. As a teacher, I think the child needs to be punished. But I'm also a father who thinks this child needs my understanding and love instead. 14. She's behind the other students in reading, but far ahead in mathematics. Reading and mathematics are two areas of study. So, in one area, reading, she's not very good, but in the area of mathematics, she's much better than the other children. 15. The husband has always been in politics, and the wife works in insurance. Politics is an area of interest for some people, and insurance is a business, an area or a kind of work. 16. These liquid cleaners are the same in strength, but very different in price. There are different kinds of cleaning liquids, some strong and powerful, others weak and less effective. So, in the area of strength, these cleaners are the same, but in the area of price, one is much cheaper than the other. 17. Long hair for men went out in the 1970s, but it looks like it's in again. In this example, in means in fashion, something everybody wants because it's new, fresh, and different. New things we take in, and old things we throw out. In fashion is similar to in season, when fruits and vegetables taste their best. Out of season means they're not fresh anymore. 18. He gave you this money? What did you give him in return? Most people do not hand out money for no reason at all. They usually want something in return, something almost as valuable as the amount of money that was given. This amount is in the area of value that the other person hopes to receive from you. 19. This letter is written in pencil, in French, but the message makes no sense, so it must be in code. In pencil, in French, in code, these are all different forms contained in a specific language area. Similar examples are in other words, and to speak in a loud voice. Words, voice, and writing systems are all part of human language, and language areas are very different from one another. 20. She drove off in the direction of her parents' home. North, south, east, and west are very clear directions, but most people usually speak in a very general way, so she drove her car that way, toward her parents' home. It's not an exact direction, but in a general area. From these 20 examples, you can see that in indicates some sort of contained area, either a physical structure, as in illustration A, or something less clearly defined but still a limited area, as in illustration B. Thank you for watching. Now go on to part 2 for more examples of in.